Hi guys, this is Julius Balieklo. In today's video, I'm going to take you through simple steps in which you can employ to solve questions in calculus. So before we start the ball rolling, I'm going to start with derivatives. That is the topic for today, derivatives. So to deal with derivatives, you have to follow some formulas, or you have to follow a rule before you can solve any question concerning derivatives. So the first formula I would like us to look at is the power rule. That's the power rule. So what does the power rule says when dealing with calculus or derivatives? So the power rule, let's assume you have y of x is equal to x raised to the power n. So the right hand side you have x raised to the power n. And then because there is a power, that's why it's called a power rule. So how do you use that? How do you apply that? So if you are to differentiate an equation like this using the power rule, first of all, say y prime of x. The y prime means you are differentiating, or you are getting the derivatives of this equation. So y prime of x is equal to x raised to the power n. So the power rule says you bring down the power, multiply by the coefficient of x, then reduce the power by 1, which is n minus 1. So you have y prime of x is equal to n x raised to the power n minus 1. So that is the power rule. So that's the formula we're going to be dealing with throughout our lesson. So let's look at examples in which you can use this formula to solve the problems. So example 1. Differentiate y of w is equal to 2w raised to the power 3 plus 9w squared minus 6w then plus 4. Right, so how do we differentiate this using the power rule? So it's very easy, very simple, As we already know the formula, we just apply the formula and we solve it. Very simple. So a y prime of w is equal to, so following the rule or the formula, we simply bring down whatever power it is up here, multiply by the coefficient of w, the power of 2 multiplied by the coefficient of w, in that order. So you have 3 times 3 times 2w, then raised to the power. We have to reduce the power by 1. So you get 3 minus 1 plus 9 times 2w raised to the power 2, reduce the power by 1, then minus, this is 6w, that is same as 6w raised to the power 1. So there's no need bringing the 1 down. So just take 6w raised to the power 1 minus 1. You got to reduce the power by 1. And then this is plus. If you have to differentiate any constant term, it becomes 0. So you get right 0 here. So y prime of w is equal to, so we just solve it. Just, this by that gives us 6 w. Then when you take 3 minus 2, 1, that give us 2. Then plus 9 times 2 gives us 18. Then w raised to the power 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1 gives us 1. So you get right w. Then this is minus w raised to the power 1 minus 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. Anything raised to the power 0 is 1. So you have 6 times 1, which is what? 6. And that is our final answer, which is very simple. All right, let's go through more examples so that it will be clear for you to understand. All right, so let's move to the next example. Right, example 2. Differentiate s of t is equal to 4 root of t minus 1 over 4 t to the power 4 plus t, then plus 1. All right, so let's differentiate this. All right, so we still apply the same formula, still apply the same rule. Very easy. So before that, we have a square root term here. So we have to convert that one into power before we apply the rule. So s of t is equals to 4. Root of t is the same thing as t raised to the power half. So this is t raised to the power half. Then this is plus, that's minus 1 over 4 t to the power 4 plus t plus 1. So we can now apply our rule, or can now apply our formula. That makes it very simple for us to solve. So s prime of t is now equal to, so bringing the power multiplied by the coefficients of t. So we bring down half. This is t raised to the power, this is half by 4 multiplied by 4. This is t raised to the power half. Then you have to reduce the power by 1. So half minus 1 minus, you bring the power here multiplied by the coefficients of t, which is what, 4 by 1/4 t to the power 4 minus 1, reduce the power by 1, then plus, this is t. T is the same thing as t raised to the power 1, so there's no need bringing 1 down, so we just reduce the power by 1, so t raised to the power 1 minus 1, and this is plus 0 because it's a constant term. You don't count it, you just write 0. Right, so s prime of t is now equal to, so we take half of 4. The half multiplied by 4 will give us what, 2. Then t, then you take half minus 1. If you take half minus 1, gives us what? Minus half. And this is minus minus 4 times 1/4. It simply cancels. This goes with that. That gives us 1. So you have t raised to the power 4 minus 1 gives us what? 3. And then this is plus t raised to the power 1 minus 1. Anything raised to the power 1, t raised to the power 0 is 1. So t raised to the power 1, t raised to the power 0 is 1. So you get a plus 1 here. So s of t, prime of t, is equal to, here you can rewrite it. If you don't want the negative sign to appear at the top, you can write it as 2 over t raised to the power half. So that to avoid a negative sign, when you bring it down, you change it to positive. So this is minus t to the power 3, then plus 1. So s prime of t is equal to, you can see further write it as this 2 all over t raised to the power half is the same than the square root of t. So you can write square root of t, then minus t cube, then plus 1. All right, and that's your final answer. So that's the second example. Now let's do more examples. Let's go through more examples. So let's look at example 3. So differentiate f of t is equals to 6 root of t minus 4t raised to the power 3, then plus 9. So that's another simple question. So as the previous question, it's similar to the previous question. There's a root sign here, so we have to change it to a power in order for it to be simple for us to solve. So we have f of t is equal to, this is 6 into bracket, this is square root, the same thing as to the power t raised to the power half. So this is t raised to the power half, then minus 4 t raised to the power 3 plus 9. So we have f of t is equal to 6t to the power half minus 4t raised to the power 3 and plus 9. So let's now differentiate, or let's say the derivative of this function. So f prime of t is equal to, so we're bringing down our power. Our power here is what? Half. And we also have a power here, 3. So we're bring the powers down, multiplied by the coefficients of t, and then reducing the power by 1. So half times 6t to the power half minus 1, and then this is minus. Bring down this 3 by 4, t raised to the power 3, reduce the power by 1. This is when you differentiate 9, it's a constant thing, so we just write 0. So I have f prime of t give us, so half by 6, that is 3. So you get 3t raised to the power half minus 1 give us minus half. Then this is minus 3 by 4 will give us 12. So 12 t raised to the power 3 minus 1 is 2. So f prime of t give us, this one you can write it in order to avoid a negative sign. You can write it as 3 all over t to the power half minus 12t squared. So f prime of t is equal to, you can also change the t raised to the power half to a root sign, that's the root t. So you have 3 then square root of t, then minus 12t squared. Very easy. All right, so let's go through more examples. All right, look at the next example. Example 4. Differentiate f of x is equals to 10, the fifth root of x raised to the power 3 minus square root of x raised to the power 7 plus 6 times the cube root of x to the power 8 and minus 3. Right. So this is a little bit messy, but it's very simple. All right, so the f of x is equal to, so we have root signs, so we have to convert them into powers before we can deal with them. So we have 10 into brackets. This is a fifth root, so you can put x raised to the power 3 or raised to the power, the fifth root is the same thing as 1 out of 5, 1/5. Then minus the square root of x raised to the power 7. So square root, so you can write it as x to the power, x to the power 7 or raised to the power half. Square root is the same thing as half. Then plus, this is a cube root, which is, so you can write as 6 into brackets, x to the power 8, or raised to the power. Cube root is the same thing as 1/3 minus 3. Right, so let's still simplify it. So these are 10, this was 10 into brackets, x raised to the power 3 or raised to the power 1/5. So this is like a product, a power, you know, in terms of indices, these are powers. You're multiplying power by a power. If anything raised to the power anything, you simply multiply whatever powers they are holding. So you have 3 by 1/5, which is, you have x raised to the power 3 on 5. This is minus, so 7 times half is the same thing as x raised to the power 7 on 2. And then this is plus 1/3 by 8, same thing as 6 into bracket x raised to the power n. Let's give it 8 on 3, then minus 3. Right, so we see that everything is now in powers. So we can now use our derivatives, or we can now find our derivatives. So our f prime of x is equal to, so I'm bringing down the powers, multiply by the coefficients of x, then reduce the powers by 1. So we have, this is a power, 3 times 3 out of 5, or 3 divided by 5, multiply by 10 x to the power 3 over 5 minus 1. Now this is minus, you bring down this power, 7 over 2 x raised to the power 7 over 2 minus 1. And then this is plus 8 over 3 multiplied by 6. Then x raised to the power 8 over 3 minus 1. Then this is a constant term, so it's just a 0. Right. So our f prime of x is equal to, so you now multiply this one by this. So 3 by 10 give a what? 3 over 5 by 10. You give it 30 divided by 5. Then x raised to the power 3 over 5 minus 1. So you find the LCM, which is the common denominator, that gives us a 1. That's 5. 3 minus 5, that's minus 2. So you get minus 2 over 5. And then this is minus 7 over 2. If you reduce the power by 1, 7 over 2 minus 1, that gives us 5 over 2. So give me x raised to the power 5 over 2. And then this is plus, if you 8 times 6, that's 48 over 3. Then we have x, 8 divided by 8 out of 3 minus 1, give us, that's giving us 5 over 3. So give me 5 over 3. Right. So we have f prime of x is now equal to, well, let's simplify it. If there are common terms. Okay, you can divide the 30 by 5, will give us 6. Give us 6x to the power minus 2 over 5. And then this is minus 7 over 2, x to the power 5 over 2. And this is plus 48 divided by 3. Divided by 3 will give us 16. Yeah, that's 16. So get it. That's 16 x raised to the power 5 over 3. All right. I think there's a mistake somewhere here. Yeah, this should have been negative, because when if you take 3 over 5 minus 1, that should be 3 minus 5, that's minus 2. Yeah, there's no mistake. There's no, yeah, that's it. Right. So you can further write it this way: f prime of x. That is, if you don't want the negative sign to appear, you can write it as 6 all over square root of, that's the 5th root of x raised to the power 2, then minus 7 over 2 x to the power 5 over 2, then plus 16x raised to the power 5 over 3. Right. So that is the final answer. This looks a little bit tedious, but just a matter of following the rules or following the formula, and you can easily solve it. Right. So let's look at 2 more examples, and then we'll wrap up for the day. All right, let's look at example 5. So example 5 is differentiate f of t is equals to 4 over t minus 1 over 6 t raised to the power 3, then plus 8 over t raised to the power 5. All right, so let's look at this. The last but not the least example. So f of t, which is equal to 4 over t minus 1 over 6 t to the power 3 plus 8 over t to the power 5. All right, so we see the t's are at the bottom. We have to bring them up so that we can solve the problem. Because when they are down here, you cannot solve it unless you have to, bring them up before we can solve the problem. So have f of t, you can write them like this. F of t is equal to this 4 over t is the thing that you can write as 4, then t to the power minus 1. And then here you have, this is minus 1 over 6 into bracket. You can write this as t raised to the power minus 3. So when the t's come up, this is a power 1, 3, and then 5. So anytime the power comes up, it becomes a negative. And then this is plus 8 into brackets, t to the power minus 5. So f of t is a 4t to the power minus 1, then minus 1/6 t to the power minus 3, then plus 8t to the power minus 5. So see that all the powers are up now, so it's very easy for us to solve. All right, so our f prime of t is now equal to, so this is the power, it's a -1. So we bring out the power, multiply by 4, and then reduce the power by 1. So -1, when you bring -1 by this, you get -4. Then t to the power minus 1. Then you reduce the power by 1, minus 1. And then this is minus, you bring down the power here, that's minus 3. Then multiply by t to the power minus 3. Then you reduce the power by 1, minus 1. Oh, sorry, it's a mistake here. You're multiplying by 1/6. You are multiplying -3 by the coefficient of t. So guess what? 1/6. Then t to the power minus 3. Then you reduce the power by 1, then minus 1. Then plus. In this case, it's going to be minus because when you bring down the power, it's a negative. So we'll give it -5 by 8, then t to the power minus 5 minus 1. So f prime of t, so -4, t, -1 give us -2. And then this is a negative by negative gives us a positive. So that's 3. So 3 times 6, 1/6 rather. 3 times 1/6 will give us half. So get a plus half t to the power -3, -1 give us -4. Then minus 5 by 8, that gives us 40. So 40 t to the power -5, -1 give us -6. So to avoid the negatives, you can leave it like this, it's right, but if you want to avoid the negative, you don't want the negative signs to appear at the top, you bring down them to the down. So you have f prime of t is equal to, this is a negative 4 all over t squared. So we bring a negative power down, change to a positive. And then this is plus 1 over 2. This is t to the power 4. And then minus 40 over t to the power 6. Right, that's the final answer for the 5th example. Now let's go through the last one and we'll call it a day. All right. All right. All right, example 6. Differentiate r of z is equal to 6 all over square root of z raised to the power 3 plus 1 over 8z to the power 4 minus 1 over 3z to the power 10. All right, so let's look at this. So r of z is equal to 6 all over square root of z raised to the power 3, then plus 1 over 8z to the power 4, then minus 1 over 3z to the power 10. All right, so see that all the powers are down, so we gotta bring them up so that it will be easier for us to solve. So r of z is equal to, this is 6 into bracket. Okay, sorry. Let me do it this way. Let me change the root sign first to a power before we bring it up. So r of z is equal to, this is 6. This is square root of z to the power 3 is the same thing as z to the power 3 or raised to the power half. Half is the same thing as the square root. Then this is plus 1 over 8z to the power 4, and minus 1 over 3z to the power 10. So r of z is equal to, so if you take z raised to the power 3 or raised to the power half, so the same thing as 0 raised to the power 3 over 2. So when you bring it up, you have 6 z to the power minus 3 over 2, and then this is plus 1/8 this is z to the power minus 4. You bring it up, it changes its sign, and this is minus 1 over 3 z to the power minus 10. Right. So it's now very easy for us to differentiate or to find our derivatives. So r prime of z is equal to, so you're now bringing the powers to multiply by the coefficients. So minus 3 over 2 multiplied by 6 multiplied by 6 which is what, z to the power minus 3 over 2. Then you reduce the power here by 1, minus 1. Then plus, or let's just say, because when you're bringing the power, it's going to be a negative. So minus 4 times 1 over 8, z to the power minus 4, then minus 1. Then this is minus, or this is a minus, so when you bring it down, it's going to be a positive. So plus 10 times 1 out of 3, z to the power minus 10, then minus 1. So have r prime of z is equals to, so if you take minus 3 over 2 multiplied by 6, so minus 3 times 6 is 18. 18 divided by 2 will give us 9. So give it negative 9. Z minus 3 over 2 minus 1. So that gives us minus 5 over 2. Minus 5 over 2. Then minus 4 times 1, 8. If this is 1 here, and then here 2. So you get a negative 1 over 2. Z minus 4 minus 1 gives us what? Minus 5. And then this is plus 10 times 1/3 give us 10 over 3. And then z raised to the power minus 11. All right. That is the end of our lesson today. So if you are the first time watching my lesson, I encourage you to subscribe, you share, comment, and encourage your friends to also share and comment. Thank you very much for watching my videos. I'll see you next time for another video.